So this morning I woke up feeling a little blue and decided to walk into the studio today. For me, when I'm feeling that way, exercise often helps. And the walk proved very fruitful. I needed it. I was feeling a lot of feels. I took a class last night and I also was able to come up with some ideas for the site, which I'm excited to share at a later date. And I also had the idea to do this vlog post, which I've never done before, about talking about showing up for your heart. So in this class that I took last night, well, first and foremost, acting is what I love. It's like going to, or when you take a class, it's like going to the gym, but for your craft. You get to, you work out your technique, you develop, you grow. So I was really excited for this class for all those reasons, and also to try out this new camera setup that I have. I was, excited to work with the lighting, get my lighting right, which I did not bother to do today, as you can tell. And I was excited to work and see my other fellow actors too. So class started and something went awry with my Zoom. I could hear everyone, but I couldn't see anyone. So I'm thinking, oh, quick fix. I said to the host, just remove me and I'll just click back on the link and rejoin the session. Well, FYI, if you are removed from a Zoom meeting, you cannot rejoin it. Even if you create another email address on the fly quick and try to get in from the same computer, won't work. If you restart your computer, try to get in, won't work. Try all these things. It's the IP address on the computer. So I finally had to shut the Wi-Fi off on my phone and just rejoin the session on my phone. So to make a long story short, it was a nightmare. My phone was propped up. It kept falling over. I couldn't see everyone. I was flustered, and to say the least. But I made it through my scene, went home, ended my night with a giant facepalm and too many glasses of wine. So I woke up this morning with a little headache and that blue feeling, and also that what the fuck am I doing feeling, which as artists, as sensitive actors, which we need to be, we need that sensitivity. We have to learn to recognize that feeling and not let ourselves be pulled down into that dark abyss of self-doubt. I know for myself, I have to cut that shit off at the punch and tell myself or remind myself that I have the choice on how I'm going to handle this feeling. I have the choice on how I'm going to view the class last night. I could easily label it as a complete shit show and that I should brush up on my Spanish skills and go back to teaching. But it feels incredibly empowering to make that the choice, the conscious choice to look at it in a different light. So one, I'm looking at it like I showed up for my art. I showed up for my craft. Being an actor, I feel like this is so important. Being an actor is in the doing. It's not in the waiting for the next audition. It's not in the hoping for the next opportunity. It's not in the talking or the lip service about, how you are an actor or about what you want to be doing, what you want to be learning. It is all in the actual doing. So I was present first and foremost there to do the work. I can help other actors grow in their craft, but it would be a disservice to them, and it would be a disservice to myself if I didn't continue to grow in mine. So I love taking classes and meeting new people and learning from them. Two, I didn't give up. I was frustrated as all hell, to say the least. And, when my tech went awry, and I could have just given up and not joined back in the class, but I didn't. And three, I learned so much from the suck pile. So we were doing cold reads and I thought, you know what, let's just go big or go home with all that sucking right now. So I volunteered to go first. I had 15 minutes to look at the sides and then I was up. So I know for myself, I can get off book really quick. If I focus, I can imprint, the sides and visualize the printout in my mind. I'm hesitant to call it a photographic memory because I was far from an honor roll student in school. So that just doesn't make sense. But I learned as I was performing my scene that as I was visualizing the sides, that the cadence of my delivery was formatted to how the sides were written. And I was missing that naturalness, that fluidity. So for my getting off book quick process, that is something I learned I definitely have to be conscious of, and look for the beats in the scene and lose the formatting in my mind. Plus, because of all the initial stress at the beginning of the class, my body was just tight, and the instructor helped me identify that I was delivering all the dialogue very tightly, all in my mouth, instead of through my chest and through my breath, which just how I was holding on to it here just wasn't natural. And also just, it didn't work for the role that I was doing. I love learning. I love growing in my craft. And I think it is so important to recognize that sometimes an exceptional class and a great class isn't one where you have a stellar performance. Sometimes a great class is one where you identify your personal pitfalls as an actor, where you identify specific areas you need to focus on and work on for you individually as an actor. And it felt really beautiful this morning to be able to be at a place in my life and also in my art where I can see that and have that perspective. So to all my fellow actors who are persevering and doing and growing, I know firsthand how hard it can be. And I see you. And I'm sending a giant virtual high five, and cheering for you as you show up for your heart and you show up for your art. So I hope to see you at next week's ongoing training session or the next Actors Roundtable session. If you need support in your craft, please reach out. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and have a fabulous rest of the day.